A very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. So today is Thursday, 27 July, 27 July 2023. So we are having our class at Brother Tino and Sister Pamasri house. Let us gather for physical puja. Let us compose our mind, develop the Saddha, Virya, then mindfully we shall commence the Puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨。นะโมโฟพุทธะนะโมโฟพุทธะนะโมโฟพุทธะอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวะบุตตังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทมิสวากาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนามัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิพุทธังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิพุทธังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิอาดินาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิกาเมสุมิจฉาจาราเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิมุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยามัจจาปมาดัฏฐานะเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิปฏิปาปุจจากันนาสารปฏิเทนะติเปนะตามาดังสีนะติโลกาติปังสัมบุตตังปูจายามิตามโมนุดังกันดาสัมบารายุเทนะตุเปนะหังสุขังหินะปูจาเยปูจานิยังตังปูจาปัจจานะมุตตมังวันนากันดากุโนเปตังเอตังกสุมาสันตตินปูจายามิโมนินดาสสิริปาดาสารโรเฮปูเจมิพุทธังกสุเมนาเนนะ Punnena mutena cha hotu mokhang Pupang milayati yata idang me Kayo tata yati vinasa bhavang Adivase tu no bante Paniyang parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu muttamang Adivase tu no bante Pale parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu muttamang Adivase tu no bante Bojanang parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu muttamang. Now we will chant the Puja aspiration based on our understanding of the significance of all these Puja offerings. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of light to the Buddha brings forth the causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise the needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance therein. Significance of offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses off the fires of all defilements within our mind. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue, and understanding shine forth far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense which we are offering to the Blessed One, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significance of offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the Dana Parami of generosity and the fruit of our karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness to attain the path and fruition soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on to cultivate Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the born-free Nibbana. Making of overall aspiration. By the power of all these merits, born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculties of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya be further strengthened until they become balas or powers. Sharing and transfer merits to all beings. May these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect to Puja. Buddhang pujemi, Dhammang pujemi, Sanghang pujemi. Just relax body and mind and maintain some of our attention, and we can commence our today's session. As usual, we will off the light so that you can have your half an hour of awareness-based meditation. Make full use of this half an hour to develop the stability of awareness within your nature. So, like the word awareness-based meditation means we are here to develop the training to be aware within. So this stability of awareness within is very important. You just have to follow the four support, especially the first three. The first support is just relax, the art of relaxation. When you can relax body and mind completely, you are at ease. You know, you don't have to think. Your relaxation is just maintain a silent mind with clear awareness within. To be in the states of relax means physically, mentally, no more problem, no more issue. You just feel at ease, completely relaxed. Then the second support is maintain awareness, just aware. Whatever arises, aware, finish. Don't allow the thinking to continue. Do not create any more thought activity or proliferation of thinking. Just maintain awareness. Whatever that arises within your sixth sense door, upon contact, whatever arises, aware, finish. It can be hearing, it can be smell, taste, thought, consciousness, or thinking, or even tactile. Then whatever mental image or vision that comes to you, just aware, finish. No need to perceive, no need to create activity of mind, to think about it, to react to it, to stir it, no need. Just relax, maintain awareness. All activity that arise within the form and mind, you just aware, finish. No need to let it continue. Then the third support is to continue to develop this stability or awareness. Means technically is 24 hours to stabilize the awareness nature within. As you continue to maintain awareness, the mind will stop thinking, or thinking will be less and less and less. Then because you don't give it any more meaning, any more thought energy, then sankhara activity will start to slowly slow down and dissipate. Then when everything comes to a standstill, you will be able to develop the ability to be aware of that silence, that stillness, that tranquility. So that silent mind, tranquility of mind, stillness of mind, that is your true mind. So don't look for it. When the mind undergo the transformation, it will surface. Like I always say, without thought, you are already aware. So no need to develop the what they call desire or craving to be aware. No need to practice to be aware or try to be aware. All these are the wrong way, where thought is actively behind the movement, the activity. So the understanding is not to do anything, just let things be, let everything fall into place and return to its original state before the arising of thought. So our true mind is the original mind before the thinking, before the arising of thought process, before the perception, before the stirring or reaction of mind. So that understanding will enable you to meditate properly. Then when you are able to develop the first three support, which is relax, aware, and stabilizing the awareness, then after that, you just allow this awareness nature to continue to stabilize until there is no more thinking, no more thought process. Then just stay there. Then find out, without thought, Who are you? What are you? Through this inquiry or contemplative, creative understanding, you will come to know the difference between the true mind, the silent mind, and the thinking mind, and how the thought arise, how they arise following the paticca samuppada, the law of dependent origination. Dependent originating condition arising causal phenomenon, because we have memory. That's why thought arise to respond to memory. And memory is the one that trigger off the thought process, the thinking, the activity. And because we accumulate a lot of other things inside our memory, the brain, that's why we create activity of mind through thinking. We call it the mundane thinking or heedless thinking. So all this thinking, they arise because you have certain views, opinion, conditioning, belief system, fear, worry, anxiety, insecurity, all this that you accumulate, including your phobia, scars of memory, whatever happy moments or sadness, sorrow, lamentation. All these accumulated memories, they have a tendency to stir your mind, to trigger off mental states, emotion, etc. So when you are able to be aware within, you can see how they arise and how they condition you into fear, worry, anxiety, excitement, sorrow and lamentation, etc. If in the meditation you cannot see, in the midst of life, daily life, it's like almost impossible for you to be aware. That's why you need this form of meditation to allow you to have that stability of awareness to see the movement. Yeah. Then when you develop it well, you will become more and more mindful, more and more aware, less and less heedless. Means the thought process starts to slow down until you hardly think. Then you start to develop more and more understanding of who you are, what you are, and how you function as a human being. Then through all this understanding, you can see things as they are, develop the wisdom. Then you start to develop the wisdom to straighten your view, not to allow your wrong view, wrong thought to condition you into more and more negativity of mind state, leading to affliction, suffering, misery. So this is what awareness-based meditation is all about. When you can see, then you understand who you are, what you are, and how you function as a human. How your mind become like entangled, how it react and stir when it have contact with sense experience. So all this, you start to see them. Then you realize it's because of your habitual tendency, your views, your opinion, conditioning, belief system, and all this, what they call mechanical movement or activity that you have developed into habits. So the habitual tendency are the deluded mental movement or activity that create heedless thinking, that make the mind think a lot. Then when you have this heedless thinking, you lose your ability to be aware. You lose your ability to realize your true mind, your silent mind. then all this leads to suffering, misery. That's how you latch on to things, hold on to things, entangle yourself through wrong thought, through wrong view. You cannot see them, you cannot understand them, and you don't even understand how you get yourself entangled into all this, leading to affliction, suffering, and misery. So awareness-based meditation is to allow you to develop this ability to see, to understand, and straighten your view so that in future, at every moment of sense experience, your mind can see things as they are and come to terms with whatever that arises. But that is the reality. That is the nature within. That is what is. Like the Buddha said, whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. It cannot be otherwise. If you want things your way, which is not nature's way, you suffer. You develop affliction. So all this is what the awareness or sati-based meditation can allow you to develop understanding, to see clearly. Then when you can develop this understanding, you become different. As you become different, your mind becomes more and more aware, less reactive, less stirring, less thinking. Then it can be at peace more and more, more and more. Once you have this understanding, space between thoughts starts to manifest. A lot of things upon perception during sense experience, you need not do anything. You need not react, you need not stir your mind. You need not create further proliferation of thought to develop all the fear, worry, anxiety, and stress. This is wisdom. This will lead to understanding. Then you see the beauty of that nature within the inner awareness, the tranquility, the stillness of mind, the sati within. That is your true mind. Stay with that. Yeah. That is the first hallmark of healing. หูเนียน or the state of no thought. 无念的境界. So this is what awareness-based meditation is all about. You can slowly, mindfully come out of the awareness-based meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. These are the mind state that you need for you to develop the daily mindfulness, to train the awareness nature within to meditate. The daily mindfulness is the most important. If you stabilize it, then it can develop the ability to be heedful. When you are heedful, you become ever mindful, constantly meditative. That is what apamada is, heedfulness is. The moment you can develop that, then you are destined to become enlightened. The Buddha said, heedfulness is the path to the deathless. The heedful never die. Whereas if you cannot train yourself to be heedful, you will become heedless. Then heedlessness is the path to the dead. The heedless are as if dead. So that is the most dangerous state of mind to be in. That's why training the mind to be aware and leading to its stability to be heedful is most important. Dhammapada verse 21, 22, 23, they are very clear. Okay, now we turn to page 6 of the chanting book. We will do the invocation to the Devas. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities or Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddamang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakkamokadang Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti peso bhagawa arahang samma sambuddho Vijja charana sampano sugato lokavido Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarti Satta Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanayiko Pacatang veditabo vinohiti Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Samicipatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidang catari purisa yukani Atta purisa pugala Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo dakineyo anjali karaneyo anuttarang punyang ketang lokasati sadhu sadhu sadhu. There is some good announcement. We should rejoice. I don't know what happened somehow. Today, maybe this few days, everything become like very conducive and very wholesome. Just now when I arrived, again Pamasuri was full of joy. He said, Matthew got a lot of good news. So actually, before we start on the good news that Pamasuri received, I would like to maybe also let Kayamita recollect all the good things that we have done. Recently, we have actually made a few donations, which are quite wholesome. The first one is, I think, we donate to Wave. As you all know, we print a lot of Dhamma book, and every year, the year-end Katina, they will make offerings to many monasteries all over the world, especially those in Thailand. Then they have in India, Nepal, then also various places all over Malaysia, and even around Myanmar also. So we all should rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I think we donated 2,000 almost every year. And we also donated to Nalanda, their wisdom park. Nalanda Wisdom Park, we initially also donated 2,000. Then after we were invited to the visit, so a lot of Kayamita also felt the joy, the wholesomeness of those things. They did a very good job. So we decided to donate another 2,000, so total 4,000. Then they have their food fair. We have some food voucher because of the donation. So if you want to go, you let us know. You can, on Kayamita's behalf, maybe have the coupon are still with me, I think. I think about 200 ringgit worth. Then when you visit the food fair, you can also make use of it. Or if you want to buy more this coupon, you can buy when you are there. If Kayamita wants to go together, you can let me know. Then we can maybe, like there was previously 1 or 2 occasions where we go together. We see how. Because I think Sri An there, the second 2,000, they may also give us some voucher. I also don't know. Anyway, this is just to let Kayamita know so that we can rejoice. Then the third donation or offering is to Fa Kusan, the Taiwan Senyan Fasis, the late Senyan Fasis monastery. I think they are building one meditation center in Malaysia, somewhere near Kwasaland. So they just open up to the public to make offering donations. So we were very fortunate. We came to know early through Pamasuri. So our Kayamita Fund also donate another 2,000. And these are very wholesome. Then they were so kind. They gave Pamasuri some brochure. Then one of the, I think they printed it, the written verses of this 6 Patriarch Platform Sutta by Senyan Pasa, the verse on the teachings of no monk by Master Huining, the late 6 Patriarch. So all these are very wholesome. So that one, I think they offered it to us. Then Pamasuri offered to me. My wife suggests we put it into a what you call frame it out, frame it out, so that you can see them when you attend Tuesday class. You will be somewhere in my house. So that one all in Mandarin. I also haven't read, but I think it should be very beautiful. It explain, enhance the meaning of the verse of no monk. As we all know, Huining, his teaching is very unique. His 3 hallmarks of cultivation is the most beautiful teaching I have ever come by. The first hallmark is, of course, the verses or teaching on no thought. You must develop the ability to realize your true mind or the state of no thought, 无念的境界. Then the second hallmark of Huining is to develop the ability to comprehend and understand no mark. wu nian, wu xian. So that normal wisdom that can be developed through the meditative training following awareness-based meditation is very powerful. Once you have the first hallmark of no thought, that is your meditative mind. From there, you can develop the meditation, the understanding. And the first penetrative understanding will be the ability to comprehend no mark. So this no mark, even though Sakyamuni Buddha under the Theravada teaching, he just teach the anatta doctrine or teachings of non-self, which is commonly interpreted as non-self. But anatta is very much deeper, the meaning, than only non-self. Anatta is actually an understanding that Sakyamuni Buddha came out with. It is not a permanent, unchanging entity, means it's not atta. Then it is also not atania, means completely no self. But this anatta is in between. The Buddha called it non-self. Non-self is not completely nothing, no. Like completely nothing. The other one is permanent, unchanging entity. Everything exists fixed. Anatta means when you develop the understanding in our conditioned world. That's why the Maya teaching, they teach 一切有为法. So I have written in the whiteboard in the last sharing, everything within nature is conditioned Dhamma. So that understanding is very important. So conditioned Dhamma means there are things, but they are not real, empty. That's why anatta has two meanings, not a permanent and changing entity. And because of that, the universal characteristics of impermanent arise. Then when you see that the universal characteristics are impermanent, you will also awaken to the second universal characteristics of suffering. When you want things your way, which is not nature's way, you suffer. That's why the universal characteristics of dukkha follow. Then the universal characteristics of anatta is the third one, that is a natural consequence of anicca. Because it's anicca, it's not a permanent unchanging entity. That's why you cannot cling onto it, grasp onto it, hold onto it and say, this is me, this is I. Therefore, all this can be mine. And because of that, if everything is dependent, originating, condition, arising, causal phenomena, it's empty, no reality. It come and go, arise and pass away. There is no being to be attached to, cling on to, hold on to, and grasp on to. But even though it is impermanent, empty, not so real, but there is such thing as life. There is such a thing as a human being, a fine aggregate of form and mind, even though it's impermanent, not real, not what you think. So that is the anatta part. It's not completely nothing. Got things, but they are not what you think, not real. That's why empty nature of existence, impermanent, lead to suffering, the universal characteristic. So this one is what anatta is. So the teaching of Noma, the second hallmark of winning, is the same. When you penetrate the Dhamma, you realize anatta, you will realize there is no mark of a being cultivating. Means the form and mind is not you, the living being, the so-called human being is not you. Then you also come to know if you don't exist. How can others exist? Therefore, when you realize no mark of a self, you will also realize no mark of others. Then finally, because of anatta, there is also no mark of life, existence, Dhamma, everything that you come to perceive in the conditioned world. So that's why the verse on the what they call teaching on no mark is very powerful. So that is the one that Sun Foster actually wrote on that poem. Then they printed it. I think they offered to Pamasuri. I think initially was one. Then later she asked for another one too. So we should all rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Then we should thank Pamasuri and all Kalimita for having the what they call wholesome condition to partake in all this wholesomeness. Even the latest one, the oil lemon, you remember? We just sent there. After we sent the oil lamp offering and donation over, Fasan Sufu was full of joy. Then he suddenly remembered he had finally got our retreat dates approved. So that is a very, very joyful occasion. And the message is it's only for our group. They have not opened to any other group. It's unique because he somehow know we have the sincerity, the affinity, the understanding. That's why they allow us to have a proper retreat this year. So we have fixed it earlier on. We request it's the second half of October. So for those who have the interest, the understanding or affinity, if you want to join the retreat, you can later on apply or let us know. The restriction is there is a number that we cannot exceed, but I think this time is better than last year. Last year we only given 20, that's why we had a problem of opening it up. But this time around, I think we have more, so we see how it goes. We hope to accommodate everybody who actually have the sincerity, the faith, and the understanding. So this one is in fact something very special, very joyful. We should actually thank Pajan Sufu, Sister Pamasuri, and all those who had donated and made offering to make all these causes and conditions possible for us to have such wholesome 9-day meditation retreat at Sampo Temple again. The only request from Fasan Sufu is he told Pamasuri there is a special permission given, so make sure we behave, we do it properly at the retreat so that we don't let them down. Like we say, we must respect temple for the kindness that they have actually conveyed to us. In fact, the last year one also a very special one, not supposed to allow anybody to have, but because of our close affinity, he say like good Dhamma friend invite us there to do self-practice. So last year one is officially not a retreat. Because he said last year the temple don't allow any retreat. But anyway, we had our, he called it special invitation as good friend, Dhamma friends of him. On his personal special invitation, we have a self-retreat there. But this year is an official retreat, but only open to all group. So we are indeed very grateful, very fortunate. Then we should actually thank Ajahn Sufu for that kind offering. Let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And the main person is actually Pamasuri. He lives with Ajahn Sufu a lot. Then of course, not forgetting the organizing committee or the people involved, especially Suyan and Stephanie. We are having our annual Kayamita gathering too. That's why this year you find it very weird. We move it to 1st of October, very early. Normally it's nearer to my birthday, but the reason being the retreat date we already make known to Fatan Sufu, but we don't know whether it's going to be approved or not until tonight. I just heard from Thomas Suri. That's why the good news. So these are all the good, wholesome news and occasion that Kayamita should rejoice. So our Kayamita fund, we try to make more offering, especially this retreat. I want to make more offering because I think the temple also need funding, and we also, I think, have to maybe develop more and more generosity and wholesomeness so that we can benefit more and more people who later on may get to use that place. And also that monastery, they actually need support. Just over the last 3 years, MCO, there was not much support, hardly any support. That's why Fatan Sufu very grateful that despite what happened, MCO, all those things, we continue to do our part. We rejoice, we support them in whatever activity that we have participated since, I think, 2008 onward, I think. How many years are you? 15 years, coming to 15 years. That's why our affinity a lot, even with Ananda Giri and all those things. Then the other thing that is not related, but I think is also useful, I want to share is to see how Dhamma can become so beautiful. So today when we were traveling here, Sui shared with me some good news about one of her classmates. The classmate lady, a very good classmate, close friend of Sui, they have to come back from UK because the parent quite old already. Then their sister also during MCO in the airline business and lost their job, then come back. So they also want to come back. But somehow that last 6-7 months, they have problem with their children because their children born in UK, grow up in UK, cannot adopt to Malaysian education. So finally even have to send to international school, also got a problem. Then there were many issues, and she, being a lady, is supposed to have good karma all along, having good life, suddenly had to face this one because the own children, like a lot of parents, if it's not my children, they won't be so stressed out and all those things. Then somehow the husband also decided to sell the house and come back for good earth. But then the karma is such, the house cannot sell. Somehow they cannot sell. Then they got some issue. So then when they come back, they realize the children also got issue. So finally they decided to make a decision to go back. Yeah. Then when they make the decision to go back, everything fall into place. The son managed to apply back to the education office there, and they agree to let her join back, the son join back the same school, continue to standard 3 instead of standard 1. They call it year 3 primary. Then after that, the house they cannot sell, they rent, and the person who rent the house also ready, they are going to move out already. So timing all fall into place. And the last one, most beautiful one, is the ex-boss of the classmate call her up. Say, how are you in Malaysia? He say, oh, fine, very good. Then he say, do you intend to come back? He say, yeah, we are coming back. Oh, straight away the boss offered the job to her. So everything will become so joyful and like fall into place. That's why I sense it's an occasion for a lot of joy. Somehow today, a lot of good news. When things go the way, so you can see the friend now, no more stressed out, happy, joyful, children, everything. So the Dhamma is such. What I want you to understand is when there is a situation, don't become miserable, don't panic, don't get angry, don't react out of it and become like completely out of the hateful, composed way to understand life. Because everything, like the Buddha say, whatever that arise, there are causes and conditions behind. So I told Sui, this is the karmic thing that she has to go through that 6-7 month period. When this one come to pass, because the classmate is a very good lady, good nature, kind, compassionate, got wisdom, or I should say got virtue. So being a person with this type of character and virtue, when they were young, they went to Sunday school together, Brickfield Temple, same temple, and they actually fit in very well. And they have their past. It's only the timing. So when you have your good karma, you don't worry. Some of the karmic thing that you had to pay back, you just endure, develop the understanding, see it through. Then like I said, don't panic, don't get angry, don't react. Just develop the composure, the tranquility and stillness of mind. Be at peace to accept the reality. Then develop the clear understanding to resolve everything amicably through understanding. Then everything will go your way. Then causes and conditions no more. Things will unfold to become the beautiful aspect of life again. So what we witness this few days, especially today, is something very wholesome, very beautiful, very meaningful, full of joy. This is how Dhamma unfolds, and this is what the true teachings of the Buddha is. When you understand, everything falls into place and you become very beautiful. Okay, so this is the short sharing and announcement that I want to make. Let us rejoice one more time. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So we are at unique code 81. So this unique Dhamma code compiled by me. They are very important, very useful. So the title is Straight from the Heart, Unique Dhamma Code, compiled by me. So our next code is Unique Dhamma Code 81. Before we move to 81, I just run through Unique Code 80, just a quick recap. True virtue must be accompanied by wisdom. So this one by now you all should understand. Without wisdom, there can never be true virtue. Why? Because otherwise it is virtue according to oneself, means good according to the individual, not the real, universal nature's laws, definition of wholesomeness. So every being is different, every living being, every human being. They have their own views, opinion, conditioning, belief system of things. So whatever that is good according to the individual is definitely not the real good, because this is what they call worldly convention. Good according to who? Humanity never asks. Cultivator of the way never inquire. They always say, do good, avoid evil, do good, purify the mind. Of course, that verse is true in the actual sense if you understand. Avoid all evil means you must understand what constitutes evil. Then do good. It's the same, means you must understand what constitutes goodness, wholesomeness. So the best way to understand is the absence of evil is good. And that is the most important saying by J. Krishnamurti. So this word I will write it down. Huh? The absence of evil is good. Yeah, okay. So absence of evil means if you understand what is evil, evil are whatever you do that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion that leads to suffering, misery, everything. The absence of evil is good. So it's just like within life, within nature, most people don't understand. They say, hey, you have to do good, no? Then they never teach you good according to who. Well, all these are conventional reality or conventional truth. That's why there is this, what they call duality. The word is duality. So duality comes about because of conventional truth. It's not ultimate truth. So this one is relative, conventional, not ultimate. So when it comes to good and evil, these are duality. Wholesome and unwholesome is also a duality. So good and evil, it depends on according to who. So most human beings or living beings, they didn't have that wisdom and understanding behind. They don't know how to inquire. So they always say, they tell us the law of karma. Do good because good, do evil because evil. You plant the seed of evil, you reap the fruit of evil. You plant the seed of wholesomeness, you reap the fruit. But I did so much good, they always tell you. Why is God so unfair? Why am I so miserable? Because that good is good according to him, to the individual. So J. Krishnamurti came out with this, what they call understanding, which is very beautiful. I realized this defines what constitutes good in the best way. Well, the absence of evil. If you are incapable of evil, means what? You can never be an evil person, well, you are incapable of evil. So the absence of evil is good, means I don't try to do good as well. I try to develop the understanding of what constitutes evil, then I cultivate based on what the Buddha teach. Avoid all evil means avoid all the major evil by keeping the precepts. Then when I check the major evil, if I violate this precept, the major evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, they are all there. That's how the teaching comes about. So the absence of evil is good. It's a very good definition. Means if one is incapable of evil, naturally you are good, true or not? But if you are still capable of evil, and you go and classify yourself as a good person because you say, I donate a lot, I help people a lot, I do this, I do that. But your mental intention behind all your action is still with the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. That's why all this need understanding. Yeah. So coming back to this unique quote, true virtue must be accompanied by wisdom. And now you understand. Without wisdom, you cannot come to that conclusion. Otherwise, the virtue that you so-called develop, or the goodness that you so-called develop, is virtue or goodness according to oneself. Then I also remember in the early years, I always share with you all. Truth is, you remember? Suchness, truth is, means the reality is. So there is no such thing as my truth, your truth, or other people's individual truth. Yeah, these are all our personal belief. We believe it to be the truth. That's why we say, my truth, your truth, or any other people's truth. But truth is means truth cannot be owned or monopolized by anybody. You can understand? Huh? You cannot monopolize or own truth. You cannot say yours is the only truth. So the definition of truth is whatever that can explain the ways things are is the truth. So this definition is very important, very beautiful. If it's not the truth, it can never explain the way things are. Like the Buddha said, whatever that arises, there are causes and conditions behind. So that is the Dhamma, that is the truth that he has realized. That's why he can share with us, he can teach us. So just like that day at the Sabha spiritual trip, we were sharing the understanding of the Diamond Sutta stanza. The first stanza, 一切有为法. The second stanza is 如梦幻泡影. 一切有为法 means within the conditioned world, everything is conditioned Dhamma. And that one is very powerful. When you understand that, means you penetrate the teaching. Then the second verse, 如梦幻泡影, means dreamlike and illusion. Then like a bubble and a shadow, means empty, no reality. Yeah. So most people, like I say, they try to realize the second stanza where they think, they believe there is wisdom. But for me, like I explained, the first stanza is the most important. If you contemplate, develop the stability or understanding of the first stanza, then automatically all the rest, the second, third, and fourth stanza become very clear to you. So understanding the first stanza is understanding what is, understanding truth. This word, truth, is very important. So this is the reality, is what is the reality. So the saying of the Buddha and all the wise cultivator of the way, they will understand all this. Then from there, they penetrate the teaching. Then they will understand profoundly what this thing is. What is the reality. It's the way things are. Like the Buddha said, whatever that arises, there are causes and conditions behind. It's the same as whatever that can explain the way things are is the truth. Then my teacher Ajahn say, everything is just nature. We choose accept nature's condition. Yeah? It's only mighty nature rolling by, no reality, following nature's law. So all these are the understanding of 一切有为法. Everything within nature is conditioned Dhamma. Means whatever phenomena or creation that arise within nature, they are dependent originating, condition arising, causal phenomena. Penetrating these will penetrate the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. So this teaching is very powerful. When you understand this, you can transcend duality. You can transcend the normally misconstrued type of cultivation of doing good and all those things. Then the emphasis is on understanding what constitutes evil. Then when you develop the understanding, if you are incapable of evil, the absence of evil is good, automatic. Then you become like a virtuous person. You don't need to claim to be a virtuous person. You are incapable of evil, like an enlightened being. They are incapable of evil. Even a sotapan, there is no more of this scarcity, the first factor gone. So as a sotapan, because the first factor is being severe, followed by the second and the third, naturally the sotapan, like is stated in the sutta, is incapable of breaking the 5 precepts. That's why they will never go down to the hell rhyme or the woeful rhyme. So at the most, within 7 more births, they will become an arahant. So maximum 7 more births. And Sakadagami, second stage of sainthood, they call it the once returner, because you only return once to the conditioned world. Then after that, you will be born in the anagami, as an anagami. Then as an anagami, they call it the non-returner, means you take birth in the pure airport, the Brahma rhyme. You will not return to the sensual rhyme. That's why it's called the non-returner. Then Sakadagami means once returner. You can only return to the sensual rhyme 1 more birth. After that, you will never be able to come back to the sensual rhyme. Of course, the Arahant is you transcend birth and death of that segmented life. Is the birth and death of the karmic segment that the normal being has to come because of karma. So once you become an Arahant, you actually no need to come back and take rebirth through ignorance, avijja. That's why the Buddha say, no more future life, means no more coming back as an ignorant being, means born of avijja. Okay, unique Dhamma code 81. Real meditation only begins when one sati sampajana. What is sati sampajana? Mindfulness is sati. Sampajana is clear comprehension. The only time where you really cultivate, apart from the first, second turning wisdom, the third turning penetrative wisdom, that is the real meditation. Only begins when one sati sampajana has stabilized. So this statement is very powerful. Sati sampajana, as we all know, is mindfulness and clear comprehension. Once your mindfulness stabilizes, if you don't have clear comprehension, you can still debate. You remember? You can still debate. That's why it must be sati sampajana stabilized. Means sampajana means clear comprehension of the 4 important things that the Buddha taught. First one is the clear comprehension of sincerity of purpose. We develop this cultivation through understanding the sincerity of it, means not to seek psychic ability, not to seek fame, not to boost the egoic mind more and more, and all those things. So the sincerity is, it is sincerely seek truth to realize the Dhamma, so that it can free our mind, liberate our mind, and free us from suffering. So that is a first clear comprehension. So if you do that, you will avoid a lot of deviation, following the wrong meditation, following the wrong teaching, getting lost in the cultivation. Then the second one is clear comprehension of domain of meditation. This is to keep you on track, so that you are not gullible, thinking that to meditate, you need to retire, you need to have the conducive condition and environment, not knowing that the domain of meditation for developing this cultivation is anywhere, anytime, any place. Because domain of meditation is very important. If you know that throughout the day, if you can maintain heedfulness and mindfulness, then you are in the meditative state, which means meditation can be done even in the midst of life, not only in formal meditation. While you are living life, while you are working, while you are going about answering nature's call, doing whatever thing life related, while having relationship, all these are domains of meditation. So when you understand this, you will not be gullible, deluded. That's why the clear comprehension are very important. Then the third clear comprehension is, the Buddha says, clear comprehension of suitability means you must know your priority. Suitability means the most important time is here and now. The most important place is also this place, here and now. And the most important people are the people around. You can develop the sharing and understanding. So, clear comprehension of suitability of time, place, and people. This one, once you understand, you will not waste time on procrastinate. Now I cannot meditate. Too much disturbance. I better wait till they all go away or they sleep already. Then I meditate. So these are delusion. Or this place is not conducive. But you're already here. So there is no such thing. And the most important time is now. Most important place is the here and the now. And the most important people are the people whom you can share, interact with, and be of blessing too. So all this understanding will prevent you from debating. Then the last one is clear comprehension of non-delusion. Means the 10 defilements of insight, you must know them so that you are not caught by it. Sometimes the mind state can be very, very beautiful, like fantastic meditative experience, very tranquil, very peaceful, very calm. Then like throughout the day, your mindfulness is so stable, ever mindful. Then you may become complacent. Then you think, oh, I already achieved. They already say, the Arahant, they are ever mindful, constantly meditative, no thought, nothing. So when you experience those mind state, but yours is a conditioned state, born of energy field, you don't understand, then you get caught. That's why these four types of clear comprehension are very important. So sati is of course very important. You stabilize it. Then the clear comprehension is to prevent you from deviating. So the real meditation, like I say, only begins when one's sati sampajana, or mindfulness and clear comprehension, has stabilized. So the key word is has stabilized. Means the four clear comprehension also you very clearly, you stabilize the understanding already. Then your sati also you develop the training until the awareness nature within is stabilized. Until mind enters sati, then in the midst of life, you are ever mindful, constantly meditative, leading to heedfulness. So this is the understanding. Okay? So at least we completed 81. So we will stop here. Okay, we'll continue with our second session. So just now, Mifo was mentioning when I went for the break, he said, what they all discuss is recorded. I said, don't worry, Sui also know, they will cut it off. Because what I want you to know is actually Chin Hao and Sui, they all not easier. They will listen again and they got to cut those not so proper or sensitive or unnecessary accidentally went in on. They had to do something. So it's not easy actually. They spend time listening and the editing is not easy, it's a video and they have to cut. And sometimes they have to match the thing. Sometimes I write those words. I just take a few seconds to write now. But then they cut it off, then straight away, my speech continued already. So not easy. I saw, but sometimes I listen, and I want to know what was recorded. And then I realized, hey, how come I write so fast? Suddenly, all the words there already. Like you don't believe me, when the video come out, all these words that I take time to write on, suddenly come out. Actually, that one not easy. I know that one. Chin last time spent a lot of time. Sometimes even on spiritual trip, our recorded video, audio one, he spent hours and hours. Sometimes he didn't sleep. Do until late in the night. Even the blacker trip, I think. But till you and Pamasuri, oh no, you all didn't go. The giant tower. Sui An, they all go, I think. Sui An and me, and Song. They three of them were in one room. And Chin Hao was still at the computer working. The two sleeping already. So these are the things they do. So a lot of Kaimita may not know, but these are the sacrifice they will love to do because they find it so beautiful. They learn so much, especially Chin Hao, he told me, but they will do. Before that, I don't know that what you teach is so beautiful, so much of all this Dhamma, until he do the editing, until he do the recording and all those things. That's why all these are very useful, just for information. So we should thank them for sacrifice and all those things. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Tuesday, sorry, Tuesday. 那个 more interesting.
对，这个 thought 其实initially 我们要去 understand 它的这个 thought 的它的那个运作，它的那个 characteristics 先。当我们了解了这个 thought 了以后，我们才能够去 cultivate。That's why 很多的时候我们会给我们的这个 thought 拉掉。
对。
因为如果一个人他不是 cultivator 的话，他的 whole life 他以为只有一个 instrument 就是一个 thought。
对。
然后他一直用那个 thought 去 think 去
reason。analyze，
去 analyze， 所以他已经习惯了，就变成了一个
habitual 的人是，
然后这个 thought 呢，他很像一个 magician 这样，他一直会很容易的讲
，deceive you，create illusion for you to cling to grasp。That's why the Buddha 讲一切，everything that arises from the mind，一切为心造心造成的，because that one refer to the mundane mind, mano. Mind is the forerunner of all things, mind is chief, when mind arises, all things arise. That phrase is very powerful, full of wisdom. When you understand, you penetrate. Very good. Continue. 你再 continue.
当我慢慢的 cultivate， 我就在contemplate， 我会想到以前，你会自己你的 thought 一直会 reasoning 它。
对。
当你做了某一件事情了以后，你很 sad， 然后还讲 never mind 啦，
对
，let it be 啦，还是你自己一直会跟你自己在
justify，
一直对话，一直给你自己那个reasoning 给你自己下来，
对。
就变成了我们每天一直在这种一直玩这样的 games 一直在这个 thought 里面一直玩这样子好的不好的，好的不好的，变成一种习惯了以后，你就变成了，它就变成一种 delusion 了，它就 create 一个 delusion， 就变成了我们就一直在抓着这个好跟不好这个 duality。然后你就一直在这个里面一直转，所以这个就是我们一直在这个 karmic 里面一直轮回。
对。
就是因为我们一直在抓住这个 delusion， 我们一直 attach 它，as 一个 habitual， 一直在里面一直去 去一直表演，一直表演。
Yeah, lost in thought, lost in thought. You become the actor inside
对
there. 你好像自己拍自己的戏。
那你很像自己对不是这样讲，你就是那个 actor，你也是那个那个导演
导演
producer，你自己去编。所以 the whole life 我们就一直在里面，一直这样子的，一直去react。That's why 的每一个的 reaction 就有一个 karmic， 就有一个 karma 的。这个 karma 就会一直 push 我们，然后就让我们去 go through，
轮回。
所以让我们去 go through 这个就在这个 life 里面，这个是一个 sakaya diti 来的，是 delusion 来的。也是我们就 go through， 当我们 go through 了这个 four noble truth 里面的那个8种苦的时候，
对，
因为我们没有 understanding， 然后我们又一直在给这个 delusion 给骗了以后，哇，那个 suffering 就会很 arise。然后我们又有那个 emotion 在我们的 body 里面，
对，
这个 emotion 它就会 arise 的时候，哇 so real， 所以你的 thought 又 create the story， 再加上我们的 emotion， 哇就变成它很 real 的，所以我们每一个人如果没有真正的去 cultivate 去 understand 这个thought 的时候，我们很容易的就去就给它拉去。所以这个是那个 thought， 我们要去了解它的那个什么是 thought。Yeah.
The limitation of thought, how thought divide and create all this delusion. Then how thought actually become like they call it the tool for us to develop understanding to use it. So what I shared that day was I always highlight to cultivate the other way. It's only a thought. That word is very powerful. No? It's only a thought. How come it has such power over living being? You can understand? Living being can become miserable, even become depressed. Over what? Thinking. You think too much. Continuously lost in thought, trapped in thought. Develop the cocoon of repeated negative thought, evil thought, fearful thought, until you develop fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation. Then you become depressed. And that is what suffering is. Then the in reality, the condition of, they come about because of delusion, sakayatiti. You believe you exist. You believe there is a personality, there is an ego. That's why there is this atta that condition you to grasp, cling, hold. Then possessiveness, greediness, selfishness, everything arises. Then when things don't go your way, you get angry, emotional. The evil roots of hatred, envy, jealousy, emotion all arise. Then when there is something that you don't understand, you become fearful. Fear of the unknown, fear of losing your job, your career, or fear of dying, fear of separation. So all these are fear. So the multi-dimension of fear, suffering, misery, they all arise through wrong thought. When you don't understand thought, you don't know how to use thought, then you become a slave to thought. So what are wrong thoughts? Thought that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. Thought that condition your suffering, your misery, your fear, your worry, your anxiety, your sorrow, your lamentation, your lack of peace. That's why I always say, whenever you are not happy, not peaceful, the evil roots are there, the wrong thoughts are there. So, like I say, the problem is not able to understand thought. This word is very important. If you cannot understand thought, which is what we discussed last Tuesday, then you have problem. Understanding thought is very important. That's why J. Krishnamurti also come to understand. And this is basically our second aspect of the five aggregate of form and mind. First aspect is as a human being. The second aspect is our thought process. In the Paticca Samuppada, Avijja Pajaya Sankara, Sankara Pajaya Vijnanam, that is the pure consciousness. Then Vijnanam Pajaya Nama Rup, that is the five aggregate of form and mind, the thought. So that is the mano that the Buddha talked about. He said that mundane mind, that thought, is the forerunner of all things. When thought arises, all things arise. Means all creation, all manifestation, each yet you wave on, all this arise. So if you cannot see the danger of thought, the limitation of thought, how thought divide and condition, conflict, suffering, misery, war, and all those things, then you become deluded, deceived. Then affliction will arise. So in order to understand thought and see through thought, you must develop the awareness-based meditation. You must develop sati to be aware of thought. That's why awareness-based meditation is very important. Sati or mindfulness to be aware of thought. So without sati or mindfulness and awareness to be aware of thought, you cannot understand what is going on. You will be lost in thought, conditioned, deceived, and deluded by thought. So as long as you don't understand thought, you will never be able to use thought. Because like I always explain, the problem is not with the thought. Thought is neither evil nor good. Like money, it depends on the user. The user of thought is very important. When we develop the understanding of thought, when we have the Dhamma understanding, when we have insight into phenomena, awaken to the three universal characteristics, and awaken to the delusion, then there is no more delusion to delude us into grasping, clinging, and holding on to what the thought tells you. Then you will come to the clear understanding. It's only a thought. How come it has such power to make living being miserable, make you so miserable, suffer and all those things? Then you ask yourself, what is a thought? Arise and pass away. Then why you go and make use of it to think the wrong thought? Like song say, when you think the wrong thought, suffering arises. Because that is the only instrument you know. You don't know that when thought ceases, there is a awareness within, which is sati, mindfulness, that can enable you to understand what is going on, how you stir your mind, how you develop all this negativity of delusion to be afflicted by thought. Then why thought is limited, how thought divide and create all those problems. So ability to understand thought through mindfulness is the beginning of wisdom. This is the real meditative understanding. So, able to break free from that limitation of thought and the delusion conditioned by wrong thought is to develop the Dhamma understanding and wisdom to apply thought appropriately. That's why in the teaching, the Buddha said, you must have the Noble Eightfold Path, cultivation. Means develop the wisdom or right view, to develop the right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood. So when the user of thought has that right view with respect to the three spiritual laws that governs life and existence, means Kama Niyama, Chitta Niyama, and Dhamma Niyama, then you break free. You break free. Once you break free, you become the user of thought. Means that wisdom, the Dhamma understanding, born of Noble Eightfold Path, that is the one who will help you develop the wisdom and understanding to break free. That's why from there, it becomes Yoniso Manasikara at the moment of sense experience. Every moment of sense experience, seeing, hearing, smell, taste, tactile, or thought process, That understanding will prompt you. Then from there, no more delusion. Then you will know how to resolve issue amicably. We are following the Dhamma way, which is applying Noble Eightfold Path. With right view, you come to terms with the reality, accept them for what they are, then arise the right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, the four right effort, the right mindfulness, and the right samadhi. The whole Noble Eightfold Path will fall into place. And then the user of thought become different. No more wrong thought. No more evil. The absence of evil is good. Then naturally, that living being is incapable of evil. Where the wisdom, which is the Dhamma understanding, is connected to your nature. Through your awareness-based meditation, when you cultivate the awareness. And this is how the process happens. This is how you understand clearly what thought is. Then through that wisdom, you act according to understanding. No more acting according to memory. That's why you straighten your view. You come out of it. You move from here, the phenomenal world of consciousness, to your pure awareness. So from here, you see the form and mind, the second aspect, which is your top level. You see it clearly here. How you get angry, how fear arises, how all the emotion arise. And all this you will come to know when you just aware, relax, maintain awareness, it ceases. Means all these are dependent originating, condition arising, cause of law. They are not intrinsic within your mind state, your true mind. Means fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, and lamentation, and all these emotions, they are not real. They are dependent originating, condition arising, cause of. This is what conditioned Dhamma is. Then you straighten your view. The moment you straighten your view, this one fail to have power over you. You no longer deluded, you no longer attach and cling on to this conditioned world or phenomenal world of consciousness. That's how life becomes beautiful. Then you become completely different. You understand life. You know how to live life. Then you can experience all of the pristine beauty and wonders of life. Because no more delusion here. Once you see it here, you straighten your view. Here, no more form delusion. Then the phenomenal world of consciousness, like what the Heart Sutta say, true emptiness is wonderful existence. When you realize true emptiness here with your awareness, your meditative training, life becomes wonderful, beautiful, meaningful. This is how the Dhamma actually is to be realized and understood. It's no more theoretical Dhamma, there's a knowledge-based Dhamma. All those things cannot free you, cannot. But this is what is actually happening within your mind state and your nature. And most people are just familiar with the thought. They always hear and hear. That triangle, remember? From the pure awareness, the triangle, you go this way, which is the senses all here. So here and here is this direction. The other direction is the silent mind, pure awareness, direct seeing, develop the wisdom, and you break free. Then you use it to live life. You remember the triangle? Yeah. So that is the Trinity triangle. The Trinity triangle is very important. Can I still drop it somewhere? So this one is the pure consciousness. Pure consciousness or pure awareness. Then this direction is the direct seeing. Then this direction is the what they call mundane seeing. So here is the senses, the five aggregate of form and mind. Then this is wisdom. So here the wisdom is where the direct seeing is. When you are able to use your pure awareness or pure consciousness, the silent mind, to develop the awareness-based meditation, the penetrative awakening, then you awaken to realize the wisdom within. So our nature, the first thing that come out is the pure awareness. This C is the pure awareness. Understand? Huh? So from here, as a baby, they can actually see things as they are, but they cannot develop wisdom because they don't understand anything. Whereas this is where the conditioning, the belief system, the thought-based living is very active. Because from the senses, you trigger off contact. Then from contact, you perceive. Perceive, then sankara sanya, concocting of mind, the thinking, or the reaction, the fear, worry, anxiety, the phobia. That's why that book, the Tuesday class I share, or not Tuesday, Sunday class I share, understanding the heart and the mind. That one is very important. Like Song also just now mentioned. Our mind is not only the mundane mind. The mundane mind is the thinking mind, thought it responds to memory. From here it come out. Here is where our brain and memory is. Then when memory doesn't come into play, then that pure awareness up there can actually allow the thought not to arise. Then it will become different. Then you will realize your true mind. The true mind is the pure awareness before the knowing, before the perception, before the aggregate of mind, the thinking. So when you can go back to here, it's the meditative state. So this is how you can develop the awareness-based meditation. Then from there, if you know how to silence everything, stabilize it, then you progress very fast. Then the wisdom, the understanding keep on arising. Otherwise, you are always lost in thought and trapped in these two. The senses, the movement is always here. Human beings hardly here. Because they cannot stay here, because they don't know there is a true mind. They didn't even have a chance to realize that. And they have been actually very conditioned by the thought process. Like you say, everything you do, you cannot understand in the school, they say, go back and think about it. So when you think means you analyze, you reason, try to be right. Then right and wrong, duality all come in. This is how the cultivation differs from conventional teaching. Conventional teaching didn't go into the true mind, the silent mind, the awareness. They are all knowledge, thought-based. Understand? Using words. You realize the missing dimension in most thought-based cultivation. That's why that one become knowledge-based, scholarly. They didn't really have a chance to even understand what that pure awareness is, the true mind, the silent mind. Not to say to realize the unconditioned. From here to realize the unconditioned is the supramundane, a very different cultivation. And that one, thought cannot touch it. Thought can only stay here. So with this four circle, now it becomes very clear.
其实 thought understand thoughts 在这个cultivation 是一个很 important 的一个 part。我突然间想到以前我的那个 previous 的 practice，每个 student 跑去跟老师讲，就是不能够 handle 那个 thought。对，每一个都跟老师讲，哇，那个 thought so active。但是那个老师也不能够 explain 怎样去 handle 那个 thought，所以就一直叫他们做 anapana，anapana sati，去 suppress 它，一直用 technique 去 suppress。one-pointedness
absorption，so that they don't think。
所以就变成很多的，所以哇，现在当我们来到这里两个 bird 就学了 Dharma， 我们才知道原来什么都不用做，你是 silent。It's
a free mind。That can be in the state of tranquility, stillness, meditative state. That is the real state. That is the real awareness. That is your true mind. 他们不了解 That's why they go and kill the thought, one-pointedness, absorption, so that the whole thing is a conditioned mind, not a free mind. That's why thought cannot manifest. What they call five mental hindrance, they are suppressed. It cannot come out. Then they thought they enlightened, where they are in the state of energy field, absorption. This is what jhana is. The stillness, because everything is suppressed into one-pointedness in the state of continuous awareness, held in one point, energy field by energy. I call it a conditioned state. Then this is not a free mind. If it's not a free mind, how can you realize the pure awareness, which is from your nature, it come out? You cannot go back there. You are actually caught here. Strongly absorbed, focus. All the thought based on is all here. They cannot move. So from here, they develop a lot of energy. That's why psychic and all those things. Their mind become very still, very calm, and all those fantastic experience. Of course, they call it meditative experience. But fantastic meditative mind state, psychic ability, it's not wisdom. Always remember that. That one cannot free your mind. That one make you more egoic, more deluded, and you get lost further and further away. That's why deviation happen here. Deviation can never happen here. We are here, no thought, no duality, nothing. That's why awareness-based meditation is very safe. You cannot get caught here. Whereas thought-based, very high chance of getting caught there. That's why a lot of those people doing energy field, thought-based absorption and all those things, they are all trapped here. And the 50 Divan Samadhi that the Buddha mentioned in the Surangama Sutta is all here. When you are here, there is no thought involved. There is no deviation. So no deviant samadhi. Deviant samadhi only can happen at the thought energy field. Where before they realize the wisdom awakening from the awareness-based meditation or sati, stability to leading to heedfulness, they don't have the wisdom. So without the wisdom, there is duality. The yin-yang energy not balanced. So when they do the meditation, they go into jhana energy field, they will actually have that delusion, wrong view inside. That's why the wrong thought will condition them into negativity. Then from there, they use the energy field wrongly, creating more karmic. Then it's only sooner or later, the non-human will come and attack you. That's why 你们去 join that type of meditation, a lot of people after they go for the 30 days, they get into big trouble inside here. I met a few that has the problem, came and see me and described to me what happened. One of them was that lady, the hair. He said he was in a trance, like in a dream state, in the retreat, Suddenly, she realized her hair like completely pulled out from the skull. At first, he thought it was a dream. He woke up, really, the blood, everything there. And they called the ambulance. But all covered up, not reported. And the lady, after that, for 10 years, dare not go for meditation. Then I don't know how she happened to be at the Champaka center there. Then she was, I think, passing by, I don't know what. Then she heard about my explanation about thought-based energy field, all those things, how psychic ability, creative. He start listening. Then after the class, she approached me. He said, what you mentioned is very true. That I'm the victim. I'm one of them. Then he told me what she went through. So a lot of this, you are not careful because of karmic in the past. You don't know what you did. Maybe as the Mara non-human, you also go and attack cultivator. But this cultivator also do thought-based. So both also has delusion. That's why you entangle. Then this lie you do to them, future lie the other non-human do back to you. That's why when you do here the 50 year samadhi, a lot of problem here. That's why a lot of people go into energy field. They cannot come out. They cannot come out. Yeah. Then you meet with a lot of people trying to challenge you, attack you, and fight with you. Those who do that one, I think you all heard about the story. Some of our Kayamita, their husband also energy field one in the past. They also went through a lot of fighting. Fighting with the one in the water, one in the air, one and all those things. Then Shen Hua last time also, he also confronted them while he crossing over the US. On land he is very powerful, but in the water he cannot deal with the non-human. They are too powerful. They can cause storm and all those things to arise, the wave and all those things. Because these are all the Utu Niyama, the physical law of nature, the four elements and all those things. So you play with psychic, you play with energy, you end up 人在江湖. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. That is what the cultivation is. So we need to have wisdom, understanding. We need to avoid. That's why the four clear comprehension is very important. Avoid delusion that cause deviation. Then you fall into this. So here, a lot of cultivators get caught. And most people are here. Hardly anybody can come to here. The one that can do pure awareness one, develop the real sati one is very few. Very, very few.
所以radio 我们觉得很 blessed 能够来到这一边来听 radio 你 explain 这个 thought 这个 Buddha Dharma
这个是弥勒佛教我学的请你把正法传下去 But this is the understanding that the world don't have. Only cultivated all the way, and very few have this understanding. You go and read, nobody write about all these things. From here to here, a lot of books, a lot of people write, but here hardly any. I have yet to read a book that understand this. And all the cultivation, the movement and all those things. Not easy. That's why 2008 when Maitreya's nature come request, my nature knew that I had this understanding. I said, no problem. I said, you are the Buddha. You don't need to be so polite. 请你, he used the word, 请你把正法传下. Repeated 5 times, with golden words coming out from his mouth. I said, you just instruct, this nature will comply. And since 2008, the day I start the class at your place, that was after my prayer request. Otherwise, I won't go there. 你跟 Envy 有缘人 and Suyan. Then we started the class there. Otherwise, all this teaching cannot come out. It's because of those conditions. Okay? Sadhu. You want to sum up?
我们那天拜二跟今天我们都一直有在 discuss 在了解这个什么是 thought 所以这个 understanding 是非常的重要我们一定要去好好的去了解这个 thought 当我们了解了以后我们才能够 put into the cultivation 对那么在 cultivation part 的时候它又有很多的那个 steps 很多的那个 keywords 我们要去 understand 要去了解了要去 cultivate 了以后我们才能够慢慢的去 去从那个awareness 里面那个 study 里面去 realize 这个 thought，然后我们才能够的去好好的去 meditate， 去 build out 我们的这个 understanding， 去 awakening。
对对对，
所以就下一次我们再讲
可以
cultivation。
是咯是咯，sadhu. Let us rejoice. Sadhu. That's why the whole teaching now you look at it is so different. With the Avijja Sutta, the 10th step very clear. And a lot of the thing we share is not in the Theravada scripture, not inside there. Even the Mahayana scripture, they have the words, but the true understanding is not really there. And very few people can have this ability to understand up to that level. Because to realize the pure awareness, the true mind, that step itself is not easy. And very few people can even approach there or touch there. Then from there to stabilize that and develop it until you go through the sainthood way, Sotapanna shit, Sakadagama shit, Anagami, Arahanta shit. After that, you have to go for the fourth support thrust to locate the gateway, to go in and transform the internal transformation with the pure energy, the pure awareness. That step is even more difficult, more rare. And that one is the Bodhisattva. Who go the Bodhisattva way only can do it. That's why to reach that pure awareness and beyond is very few people can do it and realize that. So this is where the full understanding is, and how difficult it is to develop all this understanding. From what I share, you all later will come to know that all this, they don't just appear by chance. It's your primary. You all have your past. Otherwise, you cannot be receiving all this type of sharing and teaching. And this is where that what they call, Maitreya Buddha say, 正法, the true Dhamma, 请你把正法传下去, means please help transmit the true Dhamma. Because 这些东西 missing for too long. Even with Krishnamurti trying to develop the understanding, but he cannot explain all this. That's why people find his sharing, teaching like very difficult to comprehend, like very dry and all those things. But people know he is very wise. Actually, he is very wise. He also have that pure awareness, the transformation. That's why he can see all this. But he don't have a, like Sakyamuni Buddha. He don't have the sasana or the teaching, the format, the Four Noble Truths, all this. He don't have a formal teaching to teach. That's why he cannot explain all this. He use day-to-day words and language to share. Well, that is his way. That is what he wants to share, and that is maybe what he understands too. So for me, I was lucky because I have the advantage of the Dhamma teaching, which I can understand because I cultivate before in the past. Then together with my nature's understanding, when I located the gateway, when I inherited from the spiritual nature, all this understanding come back to me. That's why I can put it into words, I can share, and all, I can even develop the Trinity triangle, the thing to explain to you. This one, nobody taught me. And there is no teacher who can explain all this. No. They teach me differently, small thing here and there, certain thing that I need at that time. That's it. Okay, that's it. So we stop here. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us share merits. Akasata Chya Bhumata Deva Naga Mahindika Punyang Tang Anamoditwa จิรังรักขันตุโลกัสสาสนะเอตาวตาชามิหิสัมปดันปุญญาสัมปดันสัพเพเทวะอนุโมดันตุสัพพสัมปติสิทธิยาอิดังเมญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหอนตุญาตโยอิดังเมญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหอนตุญาตโยอิดังเมญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหอนตุญาตโยเอโววัสสตุกาเลนะสัสสะสัมปติเหโตเชฟีโตภาวะตุโลโกเชราชาภาวะตุดัมมิโกอิมินาปุญญังกาเมนะมาเมบาลสมากโมสัตตังสมากโมโหตุยาวานิวานาปาติยาสาธุสาธุสาธุ Okay, you all can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Guan Yin Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we end our sharing. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.